It is what it is. Powerhouse Property Group with JPAR, the Sears Group. Thank you so much for tuning in today, this week. Last week we had, again, let me just make sure we all know Jessica's with me again, my little co-host. Yay. We're so excited. Last week we talked with Crystal Roper about our Builder Empowerment Program. And this time we're going to talk a little bit about the coaching, the mentorship program that JPAR offers. So, Jessica, I'm a mentor with the company. Jessica as well as a coach with the company.
I am.
And so, we are going to be talking to different agents about their experiences with the program, how they feel about it, because I think this is something really important for a lot of the new agents that come in for the mentorship program. Now, if there are agents that have been in the business, they want to go a little bit into the coaching part, that's something we'll talk about as well because it's a little different. But the mentorship program is really a thing that Chris started because he wholeheartedly believes that that's what we need, and we all believe it.
It's really tough coming right out of school. You know, if you're just coming straight out of real estate school and you're like, okay, I have my license, I signed with a brokerage. Now what? It's like a deer in headlights.
Yeah.
Right. So you need that direction. You need the partnership. You need to know that somebody has your back in this.
Exactly.
So, and what he's created between the mentorship and the coaching and, like the two of us, we work together.
Yep.
So it's like we're one big team with the agent and with the brokerage, and we're creating a family.
Exactly.
So
and that's
cool.
That's that culture we talk about.
Yeah.
So we have a guest with us today.
We do. So we have Logan here with us. So she joined JPAR the Sears Group a year and a half ago and went through our mentor program with Chris Brooks and has graduated from that. So we wanted to bring her in today to hear a little bit about her story and how that went for her.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey,
I'm
Logan.
so happy to be here.
We're just so happy to see you. I remember when I first met you, she's just smiling, always smiling, just always just like,
I try.
And just always so happy. And that is so good. I love that.
Thank you.
Positive energy.
Yes,
Well,
definitely.
I try. Well, I'm in a good brokerage, so what can I say? I mean, it's a good place to be.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And so tell us about that. So when you signed on with JPAR, what was your immediately you picked your mentor, because Chris allows us to do that, right? Pick your mentor. So, which is nice because,
you pick the person you feel you're best going to work with.
Right.
Together.
Right.
Because we're in this together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So kind of walk us through that from the beginning when you came on with JPAR and was told, hey, there's a mentorship program you need to be a part of.
Okay. So they gave me, I think it was a page with maybe 5 mentors on there, and they have their little blurb about themselves.
Right.
And so I called several where their blurb kind of spoke to me. So I called them up and we had a conversation, and actually, Chris Brooks kind of scared me at first. In all honesty,
the 6'5" or whatever.
Giant.
Well, see, and I didn't even know what he looked like at the time, but his conversation with me was, I'm not going to hold your hand. You've got to be, a go-getter in this business. And I thought, holy moly, I need somebody to hold my hand. I was like, you touched upon it. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I went through school, sure.
Yeah.
But just like in my previous career, you go through school and then you get to real life, and it's not quite the same, right? Because you have to apply all that stuff. So when he said that, I thought, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. But I ended up with him, and it was just a really good fit. And he lied. He does hold my hand sometimes. But,
yeah.
But he has been fantastic. And I mean, you said it, when I decided that I wanted to do another career and I wanted to go into real estate, I had this preconceived notion about what real estate would be. But just like with any career, you don't know the in-depth details of what it's going to be like, what it's going to entail, all these things until you're in the midst of it. And so I think at the beginning you just feel so lost. You know these things, but you don't know how to apply them. You don't know where to kind of go for, advertising and marketing and like, what do I say to people? And so that's what the mentor program, like why it's so beautiful, because I mean, there were some serious questions that I was able to ask my mentor, and there were some silly questions like, how do I call this person up and introduce myself? And I want to sell them a house, but how do I tell them that, and so.
Well, Logan, you just pick up the phone and ask.
That's what cold calling is. I found out. So, no, it's a really, really great program. You know, when Chris and I started, we started off with some very basic stuff, some transaction desk stuff, going over contracts, you know, what goes in each blank. Because even at that, you know, like, what is a protection period? What? How do I know how much?
What am I protecting?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that for me or is that for them? Like, what are we protecting? Right. I mean, there were just so many questions and really, honestly, I see and hear some agents that are not with JPAR. Sometimes they'll say stuff where they're like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, well, ask your mentor. And they say they don't have a mentor. I'm like, oh, God bless you.
Yeah.
How are you doing this? Because I honestly don't know how I could have gotten through the beginning stages without a mentor. And even today I've graduated and I still talk to Chris, like, you know, pretty frequently. I mean, on a friend basis, but then there's questions that come up because real estate is so involved. Like, it's got so many aspects that, you know, come up. I've had foreclosures. I've had divorced couples that are selling their home. Just new things always come up. And so it's like, wait, I haven't gone through this one yet. Let me call my mentor because he's been in the business for years.
Yep.
And he's seen and done things, you know, many times.
Exactly.
And so thank goodness I have somebody. But I also have other JPAR agents that, like Brenda, I've called you and been like, what do I do?
I don't know
what I'm doing.
Logan, I really don't know. You need to call your mentor.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Well, but that's what the great part of that is the great part about the mentorship program is because all of us mentors, we meet every Wednesday with Chris. And you know, if we all have things that we're struggling with, maybe that we don't have an answer for, or the best thing that we're trying to do, we all just talk about it. We're there for each other. If I'm like, hey, hang on a minute, I don't know, let me call you right back. I'll call one of them. I'll call Chris. I'll call whoever. I'll do my best to find an answer because when I don't know, I don't know. Let's figure this out because I don't know. You know?
It benefits us as the mentees as well because Chris has done the same thing, right? So he's been in the mentor meeting, you know, maybe he heard you talking about one of your mentees and they went through this transaction or this deal and this is how they got through it. And then I happen to call him up and it's maybe something similar. He's like, oh, well, Brenda was just talking about this. And so you guys sharing your experiences and the mentees sharing their experiences with the mentors, everybody benefits. Everybody gets passed on that shared experience of, hey, this is what they went through and here's how they got through it, or here, try this idea.
Right.
Like everyone benefits. And we sometimes don't realize the connection, like where, like whoever went through it and how it's getting passed to me, but it benefits all of us.
Yes, it really does. And that's the beauty of the program, you know? So in the mentorship program, we have where you graduate out of it, as we were saying, after you have 5 transactions. That was that's how it was when you first came on. Little things have changed a bit more because now we put people before, if they're absolutely brand new, before they go into the mentorship program, they go into the productivity launch coaching.
Agent success.
I'm sorry, I keep forgetting that, but it's called the Agent Success Program, right?
It's productivity launch, agent success coach. It's a tongue twister half the time. So whatever you want to call it, it's fine. It's just, it's an experience, right? We're bringing them into the brokerage now and laying the foundation. We're going over things that you don't typically think about in real estate that you need to do for the start of your business. So yes, I can write a contract, but how do I get that client? You know, branding. How do I market myself? Why am I in real estate? Right? Like why am I doing this? Like what's the real why? So, and we identify things that you don't think about right away. Right. That actually layer in another level of confidence that then from being in the productivity launch program, passing on to the mentor, it's explosive. Yes. Right. So it takes it to the next level, and it's taking you to that level so much faster. So it's, I don't know, I'm really, really excited and passionate about the program and what we do, and the ability to partner with the mentors and their team, and then the agents. So it's like, I say community a lot. Like it's a
because that's what it is.
It is.
So you know, agents are advocates for their clients. Mentors are advocates to the agents. And Chris Sears and Jay Parr are advocates to us mentors that are giving that back. I mean, it's full circle.
Yep.
It goes round and round, and it's amazing.
Yeah. And I think you touched on it, like as a new agent, you're like, okay, I'm a realtor. Now what? Like, I don't know how to, structure my day. I don't know what I need to do. And having you there to kind of help guide them of, do these things. And this is how you market yourself. Because, I mean, you are a business owner, and I don't think a lot of people get into it realizing
they don't.
all of the steps that they're going to have to do as a business owner to be successful and to, be able to, go out and find those clients and, sell these homes. Like that's almost the easy part, you know what I mean? Like, showing them the homes and selling, but like having a business model really is I didn't have any clue when I started. I was like,
and you want to have fun.
Yes.
So one way to have fun is, the right steps along the way, because then you're doing the things to grow your business.
Yes.
You're working with the clients that, you build the relationships, and it's a lot more fun because you're talking more than just real estate, right? But we're still helping the dreams come true for everybody, but we're taking it to levels so beyond that. Yeah. So here, and it's incredible.
It really is incredible. And I just think that, since I've started it and being a mentor in the very beginning and coming through and seeing the realtors, I really love what I have seen with people, who've graduated from the program and how they're doing some gone off to, start their own teams, their goals of what they had for themselves. I think it's beautiful. And I love the fact, just like you said, keep calling, keep calling.
Never stop.
It never
stop, because sometimes we're sitting there looking at our phone like, oh, nobody's reached out to me. Like, somebody call me. Somebody call me, ask me a question.
I know. The other day, that's what I said. I was so happy. 3 of my mentees I hadn't heard from a while. And let's just put this. Yes, we are here for all our mentees, but sometimes some people, might have a full-time another job that is they're getting going. Whatever their reasons are, they're doing what they're doing. And, I hadn't heard from 3 of them and the same day. And what it did, it made me feel so good because I know they're still out there doing, they know it's like when they need me, they know I am here. And that I don't ever want one of my mentees to feel like I'm not available.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really how all of us feel that are out there helping our mentees. How long did it take to graduate for you out of the program?
So it took me maybe a little bit longer than the average because I started with a different mentor and then I went to one that was a little bit better fit for me. So I think the total time was, I think it was 9 months.
That's good.
Yeah.
So 5 transactions?
Well, I had a ton of leases. So I think I had 10 leases in there. So the leases are 5 count towards one transaction.
Right.
So I got all the leases were coming to me. So those took up a lot of time. So it took a little bit longer to graduate as well.
But even still, 5
it's good.
5 closings in 9 months as a brand new agent is pretty impressive when you have support.
Right. And who knows how long it would have taken me to do that without the guidance of somebody. Do you know what I mean? Like I can't tell you how many phone calls, endless, Zooms and texts and help me's and all of the above, to be able to answer those. Because when you start, you really don't know. You clients ask you questions and you're like, I don't know, but I'll find out.
Yeah.
And so, having that person to go to, I did it a lot faster than I would have without him. So
no, that's good too. Cause I know I've had several agents that have done it, within good time frame. And I have one agent, he was just signed on in February, March, April, May, June, July, August.
Yeah.
September. 8 months.
Okay.
7, 8 months. Yeah. Because his last closings were in September.
Awesome.
All of that same thing, and just, it's just, I'm so proud to hear you guys do that because it does. It's not easy, but how do I put this? It's not easy, but it's easy. If we just do what we're supposed to do.
If you follow the directions, it's a lot easier. And I'll tell you this too, when I first started with Chris, not that I'm a bullheaded person, but there were times that Chris would give me advice and say, okay, in my experience, maybe don't do this or do this. And I'd go, that doesn't sound right. I'm going to roll with my idea. And lo and behold, he would turn out to be right, which was really annoying. And then I'd come back and be like, okay, you were right. And so I learned quickly and early on, I was like, let me just listen to him, even if it feels like it wouldn't be right. I'm just going to listen to him. Let me go the easier, softer way. So it is a lot easier, when you're listening and following directions.
It is, but it takes time to get that. It's a confidence level. That's the only difference is when we've been doing something longer. And you know what? It's okay. I'm okay if something's not working right with me and the client. I'm okay if they walk away or if I don't want. And that's where you have to get mentally
right,
and without feeling like you are. What's the word I'm looking for? You're not cocky. You're not arrogant. It's confident.
Right.
Confident what you say. And when you come across saying something, somebody's listening to you and they're believing that.
Right.
And that's our goal. Our goal is to make sure that a transaction completes.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So we're going to try to teach you from our experience of what we know worked, didn't work. And trust me, I'm not proud, but there was one time that I went off on another agent. And I don't ever want to do that again, but it felt so good.
I think we all have at some point. We all have at some point. Just
but it became to a point where I felt like had that person been taught either the right way or you're being taught to just bully people. Just bully. And that, and it's not that. And I don't like a bully. So I had to guess what?
Put your foot down.
Yeah, and we closed. I mean, it made it happen. But I told them, I said, listen, this is the way it's going to be. I don't want to hear from you again tonight. Either y'all show up at closing or you don't. We're okay with it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Well, they showed up and we're good.
But we closed.
It's like you said, just sometimes, and we have to talk to other people because we all approach things
differently.
Very true. And that's the reason, too, why we do have different mentors. Because trust me, me and Chris, we talk all the time about stuff. And I am definitely a hand holder. That's me, and I know when not to. But I never want somebody to feel lost.
Right.
And it's not that he makes people feel lost. It's just that's how he is and he's good at it.
Sure.
It's a different
approach.
Right.
It's a different style.
A different approach to the same solution.
Right.
And that's what I love for people knowing that, man, you want that guy, he boom, 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 you're coming into this place and you want, I always refer different people. If I feel like I've talked with them, it's like, I think this mentor would be good for you.
Right.
We do that all the time.
It's a personality match.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Because you get very close with your mentor. I mean, I know, at least for me, I was calling on a multiple times a day basis for probably a good couple months. I mean, it was in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, because I had questions all day long, and it was literally on speed dial, of like, let me call. And so you get very close with that person, and so it has to be a good, relationship where you guys understand each other, and your teaching style fits my learning style.
Exactly.
And then it's just a beautiful thing after that.
It really is. And so that's what I'm happy to say about JPAR.
Yes.
Is our mentorship program. We got a good one.
It's
we
fantastic.
got some, and it keeps
I don't
growing.
think anyone can beat it.
Yeah.
It really can't. I mean, merging of great minds with a great leader.
Yeah.
I was at one place before, and they had a great person who was for all the new agents. That was one person. And was awesome and helped as much was available to, but that person also had to have a life. How are you really going to help all these new agents that just came on board all the time? Did a good job of it, but to still feel like you really have that one-on-one.
Yeah.
All knowing they're always there.
Yeah.
That's good. Because when I get to a point, it's like, okay, I can't do more than 10.
Right.
10's my limit because and
that's another thing to keep in mind as a new agent. We're not overloading our mentors,
right?
Right. So a mentor knows their limits on how many agents they can work with, and that's why we have so many to make sure that you, as a newer agent, would get the attention.
Will get the time and attention that I need.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning, you're very needy. I mean, well, I'll speak for myself. I was very needy. I was very, very needy. All the questions. So had I not had somebody that was able to answer 7 phone calls in a day, I probably would have been very frustrated and lost. And
then you think your answer is to jump ship and go to another brokerage.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just, I only would agree with that if you went to another brokerage that's going to offer a really good mentorship like us.
You just circle back around and come right back.
Yeah, because, you hear different things from different people that have been somewhere and said, well, my mentor I never heard from them. They never helped me, and that's the last thing any of us want to hear at JPAR, because if it ever comes, we want to be able to address that, if somebody, because we're not perfect. And we know that there's some things that may not happen the way somebody needs, but we need to talk about it and be able to, fix it, because that's our goal.
Yeah.
Is to make sure people don't walk away unhappy with something and not understanding why something happened, right?
Yeah.
Because there's always a reason why sometimes some things happen, and we feel better if we know what that reason is. So, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited that I had you here.
Well, thank you for having me. This is so great.
Well, yes. And so we're going to be bringing on more agents, as we've mentioned before, to talk about their stories. We're going to do all kinds of different things. And sometimes, you never know, I may have Logan back. She's going to.
Oh, please
She
do.
has kids, right? You have kids. We're talking about doing something fun with our kids. So we'll keep you posted on that. But anyway, guys, again, it's been a great week. Thanks so much for tuning in here with us. It is what it is with Brenda Ringe, Powerhouse Property Group, and JPAR, the Sears Group. Peace out.